values. In a dependent table, rows have a valid foreign key values that reference rows in a parent table. Types of constraints in DBMS. We have different types of constraints. One is domain constraint, tuple uniqueness constraint, key constraint. In the key constraints, we have different type of key constraints is also there. That is also we are going to see in the upcoming sessions. Single value constraints and integrity rule 1, entity integrity rule or constraint, integrity rule 2, referential integrity rule or constraint, and general constraints are there. So generally we have 3 plus 3, 6 plus 1 general constraint. So 7 constraints are there. Apart from that, key constraints also having some subdivisions. First, we will see what is domain constraint. Domain constraints specific that what set of values an attribute can take. Value of each attribute x must be an atomic value from the domain of x. The data type associated with the domains include integer, character, string, date, time, currency, etc. An attribute value must be available in the corresponding domain. Consider the example below. Here, student ID, name, class, and age is there. Student ID, it starts from 8001, 2, 3, and 4. Name, it starts from Ankit, Sri Sasti, Sumir, and Saurabh. And semesters are first semester and fourth semester and sixth semesters are there. And age is 19, 18, 22. And 8004 ID, it is having the age. In that age, we have character was mentioned instead of what is that called numbers. So here, because of age is an integer attribute, but here they are giving character attributes, so it is not allowed. So it is called as a domain constraint. Tuple uniqueness constraint. A relation is defined as a set of tuples. All tuples or all rows in a relation must be unique or distinct. Suppose if in a relation tuple uniqueness constraint is applied, then all the rows of the tuple must be unique. That is, it does not contain any duplicate values. Here you consider uh, student ID, name, and class semester is there. Same you consider that age column. In that age column, we have uh, same students having two different age. The same students is having same age numbers, that is 1919. So that duplicate value is also need to be avoided here. Though the not allowed because all rows must be unique. Key constraints. Keys are attributes or set of attributes that uniquely identify an entity. Within its entity set, an entity set E can have multiple keys, out of which one key will be designated as a primary key. Primary key must have unique and not null values in the relational table. In a subclass hierarchy, only the root entity has a set key, has a key or primary key, and that primary key must serve as the key for all entities in the hierarchy. We have a different type of key constraints. In that types of keys in DBMS. Primary key. First one, it comes primary key. A primary key is a column or a set of column in a table that uniquely identifies tuples in the table. Example of key constraints in a simple relational table. That student ID we consider as a primary key value must be unique because the same number it will be repeated means it is not a primary key value. Example of key constraints in a subclass hierarchy: name, beers, and month, ISA and allies, color. Super key. Additionally, we have to see about super key. A super key is a set of one or more column attributes to uniquely identify rows in a table. Often people get confused between super key and candidate key. So we will also discuss a little about candidate key here. Candidate key here. How candidate key is different from super key? Answer is simple. Candidate keys are selected from the set of super keys. The only thing we take care while